Hey guys, I'm TJ, and this is my rabbit Ocean. Ocean's cage was feeling a bit small for her and was just feeling a bit old, so I went ahead and bought a new rabbit hutch, and this is going to be the review and unboxing of the Aivituvin, I think is how you pronounce it, the Aivituvin AIR19, so the AIR19. This rabbit hutch is 62 inches long, about 22 and a half inches wide, and 33 and a half inches high. So it's a pretty decent sized rabbit hutch. I'm sure that Ocean's going to love it, but enough of the intro. Let's just get right into unboxing. So one of the first things I noticed when the package arrived is that there was a large hole here in the side of the box, which I'm hoping didn't affect any of the product itself. Hopefully everything inside the box is fine. But let's just go ahead and start opening this up. Alright, we've got some fairly flimsy foam padding on the edge here. There are some braces at the corners, which is good, so that the box doesn't collapse in on itself. Okay, we've got an instruction manual. Describes the tools required, hardware, the different parts, has them labeled, which is good. And then the assembly instructions. So let's get right into it. These foam blocks are good because they are going to be what's protecting the edges of this wood. This appears to be one of the trays, the deep trays that you can slide in and out from underneath the hutch, make it easy for cleaning. It does look like there are handles on both sides, so that is good. I'm going to set that over here. It's not the most amazing craftsmanship, but it isn't bad. It looks like it's going to be a solid piece here. Some hardware. We've got the wheels, the caster wheels. I chose to get one of the hutches that has wheels just so I can move the hutch around if need be. Okay, so this is going to be the top, and I can tell that because it's got this hinge right here so that the top can be opened. The mesh grate here is fairly thin. I don't think there will be an issue. Ocean is not huge on chewing on bars, so hopefully this will last. Part of the top, part of the roofing for it. Another side like that. Okay, so it's definitely going to be part of the top of the hutch. Together they're going to go like so. All right, more foam. Or actually, this might be one of the sides. Let's see, is this about the same height? All right, here we have one of the ends, the butt of the hutch. I don't see any issues with this. It looks like it's put together well. So that is a good thing. All right. Here we've got, I believe, the lower side section. Part of the hutch is a 2-story little deal, and this is going to be the lower side, which has an access door. This looks like the feeder that comes with it. All right, this is going to be the top side of the 2-story part, which has 2 access holes, one which is solid and one that has the mesh grating. They lock just like so. The good thing about these locks, they do seem very secure, and I can tell because in order to move in order to move the lock, you have to pull it out, and then you can push it in, and in between these 2 slots, it kind of sticks there so that you can't lift it. We've got the little ramp, so that is good, and it has little wood slats so that she can grip onto something. This, okay, right here, I'm going to show you something. This came a little chipped. Not too worried about it. It doesn't look like the wood is actually splitting or anything, but it is a little bit damaged. This appears to be the back side. Okay. We've got, now this is going to be definitely one of the butts. This is going to be the end that has the top access. The tray is going to slide in and out from these slots. There's a little bit of marking right here. No big deal. I may end up painting this anyways. Okay, this is going to be, I'll put it this way. This is going to be the middle segment of the hutch. Stand like this with the 2-story section over here and the main compartment over here. This ramp will hook up into there like that. All right, guys, so disappointing, but I noticed that my camera started to fail halfway through the unboxing. I didn't notice any more damage to any of the product. It was packaged well. There was a little bit of, some of the paint job wasn't the greatest, but I'm not too worried about that. So I'm going to clean up now and then start putting together the hutch. Okay, guys, I've cleaned up a little bit. Let's go through the instruction manual for the AIR19 or AIR19. I'm going to need some tools. So let me grab tools real quick. I got a drill that I can use, an impact drill. It says to have a screwdriver, but I'm guessing that my drill will work fine. So we've got all the parts listed here. All right, product assembly part 1, attach the front panel part A, B, and back panel part C to the right panel part E by 4P2 one side and 2P2 the other side. Right. Let's get the screws out first. P2 screws, set those right there. The front panel and back panel for the left side of the hutch. Yep, this is part A. And these are going to go together, although there will be a gap. This is going to be on the back side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the back side up here, and we'll prepare our front side over here. Middle piece that has the access door, that's going to be right here. The way we're going to put this together, it does say 2-person assembly, but right now it's just me, and I'm going to try doing this by myself. Let's lay down the back side. The middle side connected to the back side first. There are little pegs that come out of the back side that I'm guessing will snap into the, oop, there it goes. I'm going to take my drill, one screw up top and one screw down at the bottom on the back side. So let's get that set up. You're not going to help me, Ocean? You're just going to sit there and watch? No? Okay. So these are the P2 screws, and they are pre-drilled holes, which is good. Being very careful to try not to split the wood. And we're going to put one down here. All right. So now I'm going to lay this down like this to make connecting the front panel a little bit easier. You're going to want your door obviously facing the front with the latch on the front. I know that seems obvious, but some people may think you put it the opposite way. You want the door to be on the right side of this bottom panel, the door side closest to the middle. And I didn't think about this. I'm going to have to flip this that way so that I can actually screw this in. And once again, place this like so. And this is doing it by myself, taking quite a bit of hand power. I guess now that one screws in, I can hold it like that. Just when you're putting this part together, realize that there are 3 holes right here. 2 of them are pre-drilled for the screws. One is a hole for putting the peg of the right side of the hutch in. We have to put the top of the left side in, up like so. This is going to go above the lower section, obviously, and you're going to want the solid door on the left side. You're going to want this side on the right side. Drill this in the pre-drilled screw holes. Well, this feels a little loose. Let's try and get that tighter. So now the cage, the hutch, is starting to take shape. We're going to be putting on the left end of it next. I guess the best way to do this would be to flip it onto the middle portion. Trying to be very careful. Where's the middle portion? D. Which one was D? I think this was D. This is D. It was right in front of me. Open side on the bottom so that your pet can have a view from all sides and still be enclosed in the top section. I'm going to attach the back side first. And there's 2 screw holes on this side for this. It looks solid, solid, good, great, awesome. Okay. And then we're going to get the peg holes for the front side in place. 4 screws. One there. One there. One there. And one there. We've got the left side of the cage pretty much built. Access doors. The next part, screw the ramp, part M, into the right side panel. But let me just real quick see how this is supposed to. And there are no screw holes on this side, so I have to be very careful when screwing this in. They gave 5. Not sure if I'm going to need one somewhere or if they gave extra. If they gave an extra screw, that would be awesome. Get the right side in there first. Let me connect the other hinge. There we go. All right. So we've got the ramp. It's looking pretty good so far. The next part is going to be creating the side pen. So I'm going to set this back here out of the way for a moment. We are going to attach part H to part F and G. This is going to be like so, I believe. And part H, which I believe this is part F. Oh yeah, part F is needed. And then part H, which is going to be this one. And basically we're going to take part H, we're going to put part F like so, and part G like so, and that will create the side pen. Grab some P2 screws. We'll need 2 for each side. Try and get this so that it's nice and even. There we go. Now for part G, 2 of the P2 screws. And line that up right there. And get the bottom part. The side pen looks like it's put together. Screw the metal ramp supporting board, part J, inside the back panel of pen, part G, by 2 P9s. This is basically going to go inside the cage right here, and it's going to support the ramp. Here are the P9s. And these are actually nuts and bolts. And get it through the hole there. Same thing with the other bolt. I'm going to finger tighten these for right now. Next is a very important part. Attach the side pen to the wood hutch. All right, I'm going to have to move things around a bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. And these are going to screw from the pen side into the hutch side. As you can see, you still have the pegs that fit in the holes so that you don't have to worry about where to place the boards like that. I'm a little confused. Here's one thing to note. When putting on part F, make sure that you have it oriented the correct way so that the screw holes for connecting it to the hutch are in the right spot. I did not do that. So I have to flip it around. Screw it back in. There we go. When we drill these holes, there are pre-drilled screw holes for me. And these are just going to go in like this. Solid. All right. Same thing on the back side. All right, things are starting to take shape here. Slide in upper tray N, bottom tray S, and pen tray O. So this one, and like I said, the upper tray is the one that has handles only on the front side. And that's just going to slide in like that. Pretty good. It's not extremely flush, but it works. And it looks like it's going to be really easy to just pull out and clean. S in the bottom. Now this has handles on both sides, so I guess it doesn't really matter which side we put in, but I'm going to put this side in first. And like I said, this will come out the front or the back. And then of course, pen tray O. Now you'll notice, right there I'm getting caught. The brace for the ramp is going to need to be lifted a little bit, just a little bit, so that you can fully slide the tray in there. And then it looks beautiful. Awesome. Next, we're going to screw the metal feeder to the back of the back panel. So we're going to have the metal feeder in here. Okay. And I'm going to try to make sure that I screw this in above the tray so I don't have any issues with the tray catching on it. So now we've got the feeder in. Put the chewing toy part 7 into the cage anywhere you want. So this is a chewing toy, I guess. Just that's where that goes. Attach the top panel of the pen part I by 4 P2 screws. Now remember, you're going to want the top so that the hinge can open up. We will just line it up the best we can up here. And that looks pretty good to me. And I'm going to start with this corner. All right, so the top is on. We've got a top that we can open. It doesn't line up exactly, but overall, it's not bad. It's not too far off. All right, so we've got the top panel of the pen screwed in. Screw asphalt roofs part L to the hutch by 8 P3s. Basically gonna go up top. So it sucks when you're doing a review and your camera keeps cutting out and you don't realize it. And then you record the finishing touches of putting together your hutch and realize it didn't capture. So basically, I think I left off placing the asphalt roofs on top of the hutch. After that, there's a thin cap that goes on top of the 2 roof sections to kind of keep it enclosed. After that, there was a little latch that helps keep the top and the bottom of the pen connected. It also helped bring this forward a little bit so it was a little bit more even. Then it was the placement of the caster wheels. The instructions had me place 2 casters in the back corners that had brakes, and the 3 front ones and the back middle one do not have brakes. So I put all that together, and this is what we have. We've got mobility. These trays are supposed to be very easy to clean. I did notice that you have to kind of lift this tray into place just a little bit. It's not a huge deal. You've got 3 access doors for your pet. And you've got a top access door for the pen. You've got the ramp that goes into the top compartment. And you've got a door here to close in the top compartment if need be. I think that's going to come in handy for when I need to clean the bottom trays. I can keep my rabbit in the top portion of the hutch just for a little bit so I can clean these 2 bottom trays. Then let her out into the pen and close the door back. And that way she can't get into the top so that I can clean the top tray. So that is the assembly of the AIR19, the AIR19 by Aivituvin. All right, guys, so we've done the unboxing and the building of the Aivituvin AIR19 pet hutch, and I'm just going to give a couple of my first thoughts on it, and then I'm going to wait maybe a week or 2 and give you a full review. So a couple things I first noticed is that the craftsmanship of this hutch is good, but it's not the greatest. There are some spots where the paint was put on lightly, the layer, and you can kind of see some of the natural wood color. Some of the wood was chipping or stripped back, And I mean, that naturally is probably going to happen when having to ship these pieces. I noticed that the way it was packaged kept the parts safe, but there were thin layers of styrofoam on the ends of the packages, which I think could have been a little bit thicker. Um, my first thoughts of the Hutch, I really love it. After putting it together and seeing it in this space, I think it really works out a lot better than having the old little cage that Ocean was staying in. I think she's going to enjoy this a lot better, especially having the two levels with the more enclosed top part of the Hutch. And I also like the look of it a lot better than the old cage. I think it goes well nicely. I may end up painting it, I'm not sure, but right now I do like it. It is a large hutch. It's pretty big. So if you don't have space for something this large, look into other options. But for the space that I have, I think this fits very well. The pull-out drawers, the trays for cleaning the bedding and cleaning the trays easily, I think is a great feature of this hutch. And also the caster wheels, just because I like to be able to move the hutch away from the wall and clean behind it or under it at times. So having the ability to move it a little bit is awesome. Um, the doors, the access doors are all very well made. I like the style of locks that they put on these doors. It makes it so that it feels very secure for my pet. The top opening part of the pen, I think could have been a little bit better, not designed, but I think that the pre-drilled holes for the top part of the pen didn't help it line up perfectly along the side. It's a little off, but it's not a huge complaint of mine. For the price that I paid for this, it was a great buy. I got it from Amazon, and it came within, I think, 5 days. And I had ordered it during the weekend as well. So it did not take that long to get here. That's all I have for now. I may do another review, like I said, after a few weeks. So make sure you check out that review if I get that posted up. Anyways, thanks for checking out this review of the Aivituvin AIR19. Ocean, say bye. Say bye. See ya.